This channel is about three of my favorite toys: the 78 Honda CB750 Cafe Racer, a 2007 Harley Street Glide, and a 2001 BMW E46 M3. So here's what I just got in the mail. These are the high beam splitter cables. So it just takes the high beam signal there and just, literally splits it into two. So I can send one to the cutoff for the cutoff for the HID projector, and then the other one is going to go to these guys. And this, of course, is the LED high beam bulb that's going to be mounted on, the inner area of the headlight. And I've got a long-term goal of using this wire, which is the daytime running light connection. So what I need to do for this is find a place, of course, inside to ground it. And man, that looks, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm gonna get this more in focus. I think this wire might be used. Does that look used? I'm literally just opening this, but I don't know, man. I might have to call the retrofit source about that. Come on, retrofit source. Let's check the other one. It looks kind of suspicious. Let's look at this. I guess it's okay. I mean, this looks okay. This doesn't look used. I don't know why the wire looks weird. So anyway, I'm gonna hook these up. I'm gonna do it without shrouds because I just think this looks good, clean like that. So we'll see. All right, next step coming up. Okay, here's what you're gonna need to do the LED projector lens install in the high beam side of E46. This is a 2001 headlight assembly. So I've got the Bi-Xenon in the low beam side, which is, low beam, high beam, but I'm adding this LED bulb in the high beam side so I can have extra high beams and also the daytime running light, which I'd like, and that eventually is going to be hooked up to here. But for now, we're just going to use these two, and those are going to go into this fitting, which comes with this unit. The other things you get are all of these pieces. You're going to use this one, and then you're going to use one of these three. For my particular headlight, I'm going to use this one, which actually doesn't work perfectly, but it works better than the other two. So you just have to pick which one you want to use. So I'll be using this, and then this was left over from a Morimoto Mini H1 install kit, and I'm just going to put this on here over the assembly, and just for a little extra protection for moisture and dust and dirt and stuff. So that'll be on the outside. So for now, you're just going to slip this piece over the wires and then run those through. So this one goes on the back of the unit like that. This goes in that way. Then, really important, so you're going to choose one of these. I'll put this on. Then, guess what? This is reverse threaded. So if you're trying to screw it on this way like normal, and you're wondering why it's not going on, it's because it actually screws on this way, reverse. So screw it on like you're trying to unscrew it, and you'll be successful. And then from there, I'm just going to tighten it up with this tool, and I'm going to use this side because it fits this pretty well. This is just a plumbing tool you can get at Harbor Freight. This one kind of fits. I don't know if this side fits. No. So I'm going to use this side, and that fits well enough. And this is a 1 3/32 size. The 1 1/32 is too small. The 1 3/32, so I'm assuming 1 1/16 would be perfect. That's not what this is. So if you have a 1 1/16, also this is of course made in China, so this whole thing is metric. I don't have the number right now. You can look it up. So 1 1/16 inches equals how many millimeters. That's the size you need. But these tools are really handy for screwing on things like this, because you're not going to be able to get a crescent wrench in here. Maybe you get a socket if you have a thin walled socket, but the other thing is you have to run the wires through. So you've got to have something that you can, you know, run the wires through and then screw it on. Okay, that's what's coming up. All right, this is a little disappointing. So I was putting it on and I was feeling it kind of getting stripped a little bit. It wasn't gripping, and I realized I think it's because these threads are actually plastic. So this is plastic, this is plastic, this is metal, I guess. I don't know. Kind of disappointed about the quality of this thing, build quality. You can see here, I'm not even, you know, putting that much pressure, but you can see these threads are suffering already. And all I'm trying to do is get this snugged up. So we'll see. I'm going to try again, and hopefully it'll work. Okay, so I got it pretty tight. I don't want to tighten it down too much, but one last thing I want to mention is that if you're going to make pieces to hold something in place, make sure that they actually do that, and because this is just this is able to slide around, even though it's pretty tight. The only tab is there that's locking into anything. These other two are actually on top of some other raised areas that are allowing this to slide around inside here. So I'm going to go ahead and put I'm just going to go ahead and put this piece of silicone in here like that, and I'm just going to hope that it sort of helps stabilize and keep this center area centered, and hope for the best. All right, and that's it. So obviously when you hook your black and red wires up to the connector, the 9006 connector, obviously you want to make sure that you keep black and black and red connecting. So just look at where it's going to connect, and you can see that here is the clip side or the connection side. So that'll go like that. So from my perspective, black is going to be on top. So I just want to make sure I hook up black this way and red on the other side, so everything stays where it should be. There's the finished assembly. Okay, here's the headlight without anything on, obviously, but that's the look. So the inner lights will be daytime running lights eventually, but this is the look right now, just without the lights on. I'll show you what they're gonna look like with the lights on in just a second. So as a side note, I was getting the headlight warning lights, which come on here, two little red lights. I was getting those, and after letting the car run for a few minutes, they have vanished. But what I did notice is that when I first start the car, they did come on for a minute. So let's see if I turn the headlights off. I'm going to turn the headlights back on. let's see what happens here. Well, so far so good. Yeah, the guys at Retrofit Source were telling me that I needed to ground the canvases in their own grounding spot. Apparently you don't have to do that. So anyway, if you're installing the Morimoto system, you can ground your canvases to the ground clusters, I don't know what it's called, the intersection, that are right behind your front turn signals. So the car is warming up. Just wanted to show you guys the Morimoto projectors. There we go. And this is what's happening inside now. So I've got the Morimoto, I've got the mini Gatling gun, but I blacked all this out with black plastic dip. So right now, that's what's happening. I still need to adjust the actual beams. I'm going to go do that later when it's a little bit darker. But this is what is happening. Let's check the high beams and see. Nice cutoff there. Okay, so here's high beam. And this is what we have right now. So just for those of you that didn't catch this earlier, wow, that's pretty nice, very bright. This is redundant high beams because the projectors are dual, right? So this has low and high. I'm adding these high beams, and like I said earlier, I'm going to also use them as daytime running lights. So when I get the other thing hooked up, just these two will be daytime running lights, but that looks pretty nice. Color's pretty different. These are 5500, these are 6000. So a little bit different color. Obviously they're not all adjusted yet, but yeah, that's what you get.